Hello and welcome to Orion Star Yards. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Nova Adventure. This is a ship that was designed for the Orion Star Yards Caravan class series. The Caravan class of ships are designed for anyone to be able to fly, so you have to have a Class A reactor. And we are also limiting ourselves to require 0 ranks of starship design. This means that you can go ahead with any pilot, come on in, and build this ship and fly it. Now, you will notice immediately that this ship is taking advantage of the ship merge glitch. If you are not familiar with that, I will demonstrate how that works this tutorial. However, you are going to need to enable the ship merge. The way you do this is you can go into your settings, into controls, scroll all the way down, and then enable a ship builder allow flip merge. If you have this set to on, then you can follow along and build this ship. So, we've done a brief tour of the outside. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. Now, this ship is built entirely with Nova Galactic parts, and we are building this one here on New Homestead on Titan. So we can see we immediately come on in here into this Nova Galactic 2x2 living quarters. As we come in, we can see there's one bed right there. Nice open area. Workout bench, so that way you can get your exercise in while you're traveling. Come on over here and we can see we've got a nice pool table set up right over here. Got a galley, so you can go ahead and cook some food while you're traveling amongst the stars. Coming on over here, we can open this door, and you can see that we are coming in here to the Nova Galactic 2x1 all-in-one berth B. This provides us with another 3 beds, and then you'll notice there's one bathroom here, and then there's a second bathroom right over there. And then finally we can come on over here, open this door, and here is our cockpit. And that is the ship interior. Let's go ahead and see how we build this ship. So, this particular game is modded, however, there are no mods required to build this ship. Alright, let's hop on into the ship builder here. Select everything and delete it. Alright, so when you're starting a ship, we're going to go ahead and start with the bays. We're going to start here with the NG6 landing bay, which is the only one available from Nova Galactic. And then we are going to move on over and add the HABs. So let's tab on over to the HAB screen. I'm going to select the 2x2 HABs, switch on over here to the living quarters, and then place that right here. So there should be coming basically up into the front left quarter of this HAB. Then we're going to go ahead and come on over here to add the Nova Galactic all-in-one berth, and we want to add the all-in-one berth 2x1B. The 2x1B gives us 3 beds, whereas the 2x1A only gives us a single bed. And then continuing on here, we're going to come to the front of this, and we are going to add the cockpit. Here we are going to add the Magellan C1X cockpit. You can go with whichever version you would like. They are absolutely identical. The C1X does 1 more mass for 20 more cargo space. Then on top here, we are going to come on over to the Dockers, which is the only one available is the NG2. Now this Docker is upwards facing only. It will not flip over. So this always has to be the highest point of your ship. Then we are going to go ahead and add our reactor and grav drive. So we are running with the limitation that we cannot use any ranks of Starship design. Because of that, the best reactor that we can get would either be the 360T Stellarator or the 134mm toroidal. Both of these produce 20 power, and the toroidal has a slightly less hull and, let's see here, slightly less mass, but it gives us connection points on all sides, and whereas this one's missing the connection point on the back. Realistically, the amount of hull provided by these reactors is incidental enough that it will not matter. So go with whichever one you would like. Next, we are going to add the grav drive. Now, for the grav drive, we are looking for anything that can get us 27 light years jump range. If we have more than 27 light years jump range, great, it does us no real good. If we have less than 27 light years jump range, there are a few systems that we will not be able to visit. Looking at the grav drives that are available to us, we have our Helios 300 here, which is providing us 23 grav jump thrust. Taking a look here, we can also get the R3000 Alpha grav drive. Again, produces 23 grav jump thrust. And these are the best grav drives that we can get without requiring ranks of Starship design. So in this case, we're going to grab the Helios 300. We could go with a less powerful version, probably the R2000. However, with all the extra structural components that we are adding, that would knock us below the 27 light year jump range. From here, let's go ahead and finish the bottom of the ship. First things first, right behind your reactor and below the grav drive, we are going to go ahead and add the 100 cm ballast cargo hold. This just gives us a little bit of extra cargo for our ship. It's not a requirement, but I always like just having that extra little bit of cargo space. Next, coming on over here, we are going to add our shield. Now, for these shields, you have three choices. You have the protector line of shields, which you can get the best one as the 30S. You can get the Marduk 1010A, or you can get the Deflector SG30. The Deflector SG30 produces the most shield health. However, the others are close enough that it's really whichever one looks the coolest to you. For this particular build, I'm using the Deflector SG30, and I'm going to be hiding it somewhat with the flip merge. However, if we wanted to hide it completely, we would want one of these other two shields to be mounted up top right here. And let's make sure that's attached. Perfect. Alright, and then to finish the bottom of this ship, we are going to come on over to the structural tab, grab the Nova Galactic 2LTF, flip that upside down, and place one right there. And then we're going to copy this. We're going to change the variant to the rear-facing one, and we're going to place it. We need to make sure that it is placed anywhere that it will sit and it's a valid connection. And we're going to select it and move it on over here. It is covering the shield now. When we do this, it will not stay there. If I press the space bar or accept bar, it will not stay there. If I hit cancel, it goes back to where I started grabbing it from. But if I come over here and then I flip it and then hit cancel, it stays put. This is the ship flip merge. Now, on the other side of this reactor, we do have a connection point. You can go ahead and put a fuel tank there if you would like, and you don't want to use the fuel tanks that I show later. But for right now, we're leaving that empty, and we're just going to copy these on over to here. And that is the bottom of the ship. Coming on up to the mid layer. we are going to come over here and go to the gear. Now, Nova Galactic has three types of landing gear. There's the NG-10, which is the same one that is on the Frontier, the NG-15, and then the NG-20. The NG-20, however, requires Starship design, so we are not using that today. If you like the look of the NG-10, you could go ahead and place a pair of them right here like this. However, I don't really like the look of this myself, and I prefer to grab the NG-15 here. The NG-15 also has two variants. There's this version, and then there's this version that has the engine brakes up front. I like the look of this slightly more, but if you like a different appearance, go ahead and do whatever you like. And then we are going to go back on over to the structural tab, and now we're going to go ahead and add some portholes. Again, if you like the Frontier style landing bay or landing gear, this is going to be covered up so you can't put the porthole here, but we'll have one here. We're going to put one up top here. We're going to put one up top here, and we're going to put one right here. Do note that if we were to have a porthole here or here, that is going to remove the pool table, so we're not doing that. Next, we're going to grab the Nova Galactic 1L, and we are going to put 3 of those on the front of the ship. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Alright. And then we're going to turn and look at the back of the ship more. Starting up here on the Nova Docker, let's go ahead and grab the Nova Galactic 1L. And we're going to put one of these on each side. Then we're going to come back here and we're going to grab the Nova Galactic 2L, and we're going to point it to the rear variant. I'm going to place one here. Then we're going to copy this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take one, flip it on over, and put it right here. Take the others, and then we're going to go up one level, and then we're going to take one of these and connect it to the back of the Docker. And here, we're going to take one of these, flip it on over, and then flip it again. This is going to connect right here. Then we're going to flip this, and we're going to repeat. Finally, we are going to grab this, and we are going to connect it right here. And again, we need to flip merge, flip, flip, and there we go. So this gives us a nice cool appearance where it has a single point, and then it splits into 2. Now here, this little gap here can be filled one of 2 ways. The first way is we can take this Nova Galactic, put it into the middle variant, and then we can put this right here. Once we do that, then that's going to cover that up nicely. However, the other thing that we can do, because our ship is still missing the fuel tanks, so we can come on over to the fuel tanks tab, scroll on down till the M30 Ulysses HE3 tank, and grab one of those. And we can see this is absolutely identical to the mid variant of the cowling. So rather than putting a pair of cowlings here, we are going to go ahead and put a pair of fuel tanks here. Now, we can put this here and then try flip flip, and it doesn't want to connect. So what we're going to do instead is going to pull this back, put that into place, move that back, flip flip, and now it's in place. Copy that on over to this side, and repeat. Alright, now all that we are missing is the engines and the weapons. For the engines, let's go ahead and come on over to the Engines tab. Now, we can do with whatever engines that we would like. We have the Ammon line, and we can go up to in the Ammon 3 without needing Starship Design. The Ares line, which we can go up to the Ares DT30 before we need Starship Design. The White Dwarf 1000 series. We can use any of these. These are side-mounted engines, just like the Ares. The White Dwarf 2000 series, which we can go up to the 2010s. And then there's finally the White Dwarf 3000, which all require Starship Design, so we cannot use these. For this particular ship, I went with a pair of the Ares DT30s and then a pair of the Ammon 3s. You could go ahead and use the White Dwarf 2010s instead of the Ares engines, but these do require 3 engine power to the Ares 2. Additionally, you will have to flip them into place. Here we're going to go ahead and take one here, copy, flip it on over, and place the other one right there. So you can see it's basically pinching this behind the grav drive. And then we are going to come on up here, and we are going to grab our Ammon 3 engines. And here you can see we still have 29 light years jump range and 90 mobility. If we wanted to, we can come on in here and look at other grav drives. You can see the Helios 200 does not give us the jump light range that we want. The R2000 is just barely short. If we were to grab that and then swap this reactor on out for the 134, nope, we are still just short on range. So we would have to go ahead and probably, we can delete those. And then and nope, still only 26 light years jump range. So that means that we are going to want to go ahead and keep the Helios 300 or the R3000. You can see this one provides 38 mass versus this one's 34, so this one is slightly better for our ship. So you can see from there are a couple of variants that you can do for what fuel tanks you want, where you're putting things. Overall, it does not make a significant effect on the ship itself. You're not going to get massively improved performance. But we went from 90 mobility to 93 by switching it around, and we just lost 40 grav drum fuel. From here, all that is left is the weapons. Weapons are going to be a dealer's choice, whatever makes you happiest. For this particular ship, I enjoyed running around with a full set of the Disruptor 3300 electron beams, and we can just go ahead and put 4 of those on. And this is enough for you to go ahead and play a kiting game where effectively you use the long range of these and then you use your thrusters to fly backwards away from your opponents while you just blast away at them. However, if you want to go ahead and maximize your damage, you will probably want to go ahead and swap this out for as many auto weapons as you can. So that way you can just have the full clips, unload, and then run away with your reasonably high mobility. From here, all that's left is to go ahead and paint the ship. And for this one, I kind of liked a green color. So let's go with a nice dark green. And then let's go for more of a teal for the second. And then we're going to spice it up with a nice bright red. And there we go. the Nova Adventure. Let's go ahead and see this ship in space. There we go. And with that, I will leave you there. Enjoy.